So right now I'm living in in-town suites. It's the first time that I'm on my own in my entire life. And I started falling. And the first day I downloaded a video game again that I haven't played in months. And I was having fun. I started ordering $30 a DoorDash every day when I know I shouldn't be doing that. I'm here where I am based off of my inaction. Having opportunities to do things and just taking the time and taking people for granted. And one of the biggest lessons that I've recently learned is that time is not promised. And we always hear this. Everybody always says it. We always hear this, right? It's very trite, but it's true. Maybe you've experienced that in your own life, but it's one of the most greatest lessons that I've ever learned. Time is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And the opportunities you have in your life, the people you have in your life, they go away. Everything is on a limited time horizon. You could be building and building and building, and you might spend a whole month like actually doing all the right things. But it could take only just 1 week or maybe even a day to destroy all of that progress. And then you're just back at square one and you got to keep restarting and restarting and restarting. You know, see, I'm feeling a little bit of fear right now because I'm living at in-town suites, because my expenses are getting higher and higher and higher every month. And I'm just trying to figure out what my next move is. Because if I do end up moving to Miami, my expenses will be higher. But if I'm able to be around the right people, put my head down and work, and actually do the things that I say and I know that I should do, then yeah. And it won't take long before I'm earning more money and I'm able to start making more profits. I do think it's going to be extremely valuable to just document what's going on in my life, because I feel like I'm like a level 1 crook. It's like a level 1 low character, even though I've been just stumbling. I've been in self-improvement for a long time, but not really, because I keep stumbling and going back to my old ways. So it's like, damn, I'm still at level 1. I'm still a freaking beginner, and it's annoying. Like, I see a lot of the dudes that I would talk to in certain groups from like 2019, 2020, and seeing them having success, making millions of dollars, and it's in growing communities of their own, and it's kind of like, damn, I could have been there, but I also could have been dead. So it's like, at the same time, I'm not really feeling too shameful about that. Another big lesson that I learned was, as a man, we feel a lot of shame about our finances, and we feel a lot of shame about what we do for work and just basically how much money we have. But just because you might not have a job, or you might have a job, or you might want to make a lot of money, but your habits are limiting you, or your mindset is limiting you. You might be in the same boat. Time is not promised, so just keep going. Just do it. Just go. Just do what you said that you wanted to do. Like, for example, I want to move to Miami, and it took my friend dying for me to realize, like, what the fuck have I been doing all of these fucking years? Why the fuck haven't I been going harder after the things that I want? Time is not promised. You know? This is not something that is only limited to men. This is not something that only men experience. But I know it's a bigger experience for men. It's a bigger mental a mental toil for us. So because a lot of men's value is placed on how much money we have, how much money we earn, what we do for work, and things like that, right? A lot of men feel like they don't deserve love because they don't have money. They feel like they don't deserve to even have friends or have experiences because they don't have money. See, I know how it was for me. I didn't want to do any fun things. I don't even like celebrating my birthday because I feel like I don't deserve it. I feel like, well, there's nothing to celebrate because I haven't been able to discipline myself to achieve my goals, to make the money that I desire. Although there might be some truth to it, at the end of the day, you are always deserving love, regardless of what you've done in your life and where you're at. You always deserve love. You always deserve friends and just experiencing fun things and talking to people and having relationships. There's nothing, the only thing that's limiting you from doing this is your own limiting belief. I could be how I was, living at my mom's house, super depressed, wanting to kill myself. And in that state, I still deserve love. You heard that song by the Smiths? I'm a human and I need to be loved. That shit's real. And I'm not even saying like love, like, because what the fuck does that mean, right? Love is a very complicated, convoluted phrase. Well, it's not really complicated, but it's complicated to explain it to most people because they haven't really thought about what love is on a deeper level. But what I mean by love in this context, it's just human relationships. It's just friendships, maybe romantic relationships. Just because you're not where you want to be doesn't mean that you have to shut yourself off from all people. Because what will happen is you shut yourself off from your old friends, maybe friends that you don't want to speak to, but also maybe friends that you actually would want to speak to, but because you've taken so much time not speaking to them, the relationship has strained. Months might go by, years might go by, and then you might not ever get the opportunity to develop that relationship again. I don't like to keep talking about this because I fucking keep talking and thinking about it, but this is something that happened to me. After high school, in high school, I had a friend. She was very close. We were very close for some time in high school. And after high school, I didn't speak to her at all. Not just her, but I didn't speak to any of my friends in high school because I was focusing on building a business and building a name for myself, right? And I wanted to hop on the scene again when I was successful, and then that would have been, a triumphant moment, and then I would have reconnected with all of my friends, right? I unfollowed everybody on social media and was like, well, once I get my shit together, then I'm gonna follow all my old friends again. What happened was I wasn't able to make it happen. Started being lazy, not waking up on time, eating shitty food, and just developing negative not developing, but the negative thought loops that I had and the thought patterns and the mindset just got worse because I wasn't making money and because of my mom and my sister. I was being a burden. I wasn't being a burden on them. You're never a fucking burden. Even if you're not making money, you are not a fucking burden, bro. But I was just not doing what I said I wanted to do. So what happened was I didn't speak to any of my friends, and there was this one girl, she was reaching out to me multiple times over the years from 2019 to 2024 or 2023, late 2023, December. And I was just very sporadic and sparse in how much I communicated with her. I remember, I don't even want to think about this, bro. I don't even want to think about this, but I'll fucking say it, bro, because it's whatever. There was this one time where, I actually was about to hang out with her. I was thinking that we might have sex, maybe, the possibility, because she just brought it up in the conversation prior to like making plans to hang out. And so my brain was thinking, oh, maybe we might have sex. But I also made plans to hang out with another girl that same week. And I didn't want to hang out with my close friend first because I actually cared about her. And I didn't want to fuck her. I'm a virgin. I didn't want to have sex with her first to develop like strong feelings. I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to have sex with a fucking girl that like I didn't really give a fuck about. And what happened was the girl that I didn't really give a fuck about like just lied, and she gave me like a fake address, and that shit made me mad and sad. It didn't make me sad, but it made me like not really want to talk to anybody. So I straight up ignored the other girl who we were supposed to hang out with later in the week. I say all that to say, because I was so ashamed of my finances and I didn't reach back out and I didn't talk to her, I just never was able to talk to her, and I never will be able to talk to her again because she's dead. I had no idea what she was going through, and now that's something that I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of our life. And that's something that we're all gonna have to live with for the rest of our lives. Everybody who knew her. Suicide is one of the weird things where it's just like it's not like a death from an accident or a disease. It's something that's, well, maybe it's a disease, mental health, whatever, but I'm talking about like a physical ailment. it's different than that, because suicide was the output and all of the inputs were everything that happened in her life to make her have the self-image and the self-belief that she wasn't worthy of living, and life is harder than it is to die. So basically the output is death. So all of the inputs, friends, family, co-workers, just state of the world, everything contributed to that. So I definitely feel and know and believe that even if it might have been small, even if it was just insignificant in her life, it still contributed to her killing herself. You know, all the times that she was trying to reach out to me and I just ignored her, you know? And me in my male brain watching like Red Pills, thinking that it's like easy for girls to make friends and girls are just making a lot of friends. And bro, that's not the case for a lot of girls out here. A lot of girls are not like actually making a lot of new friends and things like that. So who knows? I'm sitting here thinking she has all these friends. She might have not had a lot of friends. Who knows? And maybe the friends that she did have, she didn't even really like, you know? The Red Pill is so funny, bro, because it did help me. It did help my mindset. It did build my ego enough to like make me feel like I'm not a piece of shit for just being a guy, right? But it also made me have some untrue beliefs about women. And maybe they are true, I don't know, but it's just in my personal life. Basically, there's the notion that women over 30 can't get married, they don't get married and blah, blah, blah. Well, my sister is over 30 and she's getting married to a guy who has money, right? Another belief is that like men are the people who kill themselves. Although it is true, men are the people who kill themselves. The only person in my life that killed themselves was a woman. And not only was it just a woman, she was like my closest fucking friend in high school. So it's kind of, I haven't cried about it in a long time. I say a long time. She died like 2 weeks ago, but I haven't cried about it since like maybe 2 days after I got back home from the funeral. I miss her, but I don't miss her. I can't miss her because she's never coming back. So it's like I can't miss her. I can't miss her. Whatever. Every single time that I like speak about this shit, it just always ends up going back to thinking about her.